What if Module Yuji was in Demon Slayer? Alright guys, sorry for the interruption, but me and Noir Ronin are partnering up. They make some of the cleanest anime merch I've seen. My favorites are definitely the Demon Slayer pieces, but they also just dropped new Jujutsu Kaisen stuff, like the Domain expansion drop, and the Gojo hoodie is easily one of my favorites on the site. So make sure to check out the Demon Slayer, JJK, and all the other anime they have. Use the link in the description, it really supports me. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Hashtag ad. Now you guys loved What If Yuji Itadori was in Demon Slayer? And you also loved What If Module Yuji was in Shibuya, so now we're putting full power Yuji into Demon Slayer from the very beginning. So before we get into this timeline, we need to explain Module Yuji's abilities, because this version of Yuji Itadori is on a completely different level. This is Yuji at his peak with full control over his cursed energy and access to Ryomen Sukuna's techniques. His physical stats are insane. His strength, speed, and durability are all pushed way past what we saw before. He's fast enough to keep up with top tiers, strong enough to damage them with just punches, and durable enough to keep fighting through hits that would normally end the fight. His cursed energy control is perfect, meaning every hit is reinforced to the maximum with no wasted energy. Now Black Flash becomes a huge factor, because Module Yuji can land it consistently, stacking damage over and over, making each hit stronger than the last. Divergent Fist is also evolved. He can control the timing completely, so every punch can hit twice whenever he wants, making it unpredictable to defend against. He also has blood manipulation, letting him use his blood offensively for ranged attacks while still fighting up close, and even reinforce his body mid-fight. On top of that, he has cleave and dismantle, giving him slicing attacks that either adapt to durability or cut straight through targets instantly. And he can use the world cutting slash, which ignores durability completely and cuts through space itself. He also has reverse curse technique, allowing him to heal during the fight and stay in the battle even after taking damage. Now that you understand what he can do, let's get into the timeline. Tanjiro Kamado still goes out to sell coal, stays the night because of demons, comes back in the morning to find his family slaughtered by Muzan Kibutsuji, grabs Nezuko Kamado, meets Giyu Tomioka, trains under Sakonji Urokodaki, passes final selection, kills the hand demon, meets Zenitsu Agatsuma and Inosuke Hashibira, and everything plays out the same up until Mount Natagumo. Now here's where it changes. Module Yuji has already been in this world for a bit, understands demons, and doesn't hesitate at all. He pulls up to Mount Natagumo early, grabs a Nichiren blade off a fallen slayer, and completely wipes the mountain solo before Tanjiro's group even reaches the top. He kills the father demon, the mother demon, the other spider demons, and even Rui instantly, making sure to decapitate them properly so they don't regenerate. By the time Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu are even in position, the entire threat is already gone. When Shinobu Kocho and Giyu arrive, they're confused because every demon is already dead and there's no sign of who did it. Shinobu still tries to kill Nezuko, Giyu protects her, the crow intervenes, and everything transitions into the Hashira meeting arc just like normal. But now there's an unknown monster level demon slayer out there that nobody has identified yet. Before even getting into Tanjiro and Nezuko, Giyu and Shinobu talk about how when they arrived at Mount Natagumo, the lower moon was already killed, which is completely out of the norm. Yeah, there have been rogue demon killers before like Sanemi, but someone wiping out a lower moon that easily is on a whole different level, and they know they'll have to figure out who did it sooner or later. After that, everything with Tanjiro and Nezuko plays out the same, with Urokodaki and Giyu vouching for them and Kagaya allowing them to stay, ending the Hashira meeting arc. Now we move into the Mugen train arc, where Module Yuji, after seeing the Hashira, secretly follows them back to the core and starts gathering intel on demons, eventually tracking Rengoku when he gets assigned to the train mission. Yuji watches Rengoku defeat the speed demon, then boards the train himself, already knowing about the dream trap, and before Rengoku, Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu can even wake up, he kills Enmu easily. But the train still derails since he can't just destroy it with passengers on board. As everything crashes, the others wake up confused and start helping Survivor until Akaza shows up and immediately fights Rengoku. Tanjiro never gets stabbed in this timeline, and Yuji watches at first knowing Rengoku can handle himself, but the moment Akaza goes for a killing blow, Yuji steps in, slices off his arm instantly, and then cleanly cuts off his head. Akaza starts regenerating but remembers his past and accepts death, while Muzan sees Yuji through Akaza and realizes there's a new massive threat. Rengoku is shocked and doesn't even know if Yuji is an ally or enemy, but passes out from his injuries, and afterward Tanjiro and the others meet Yuji and realize he was the one who cleared Mount Natagumo. They bring him back to the core, everyone questions him since he doesn't use any breathing style and is just naturally that strong, and Kagaya offers him a Hashira spot, but he declines, though he agrees to work with them to destroy demons. Rengoku recovers fully, and now we move into the Entertainment District arc. So Module Yuji gets information from the Demon Slayer Corps and learns that Tengen is heading to the Entertainment District because there's a high chance Upper Moon 6 is there, but he arrives a little later after Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenitsu, and Tengen already start their plan. By the time Yuji shows up, Gyutaro is already out fighting Tengen, and instead of jumping in right away, Yuji holds back because he knows he's way too strong and could end the fight instantly. So he tells everyone to stand back and uses Dismantle, grabbing 2 Nichiren swords and cleanly cutting off both Gyutaro and Daki's heads at the same time. Before that, he easily slices through all of Daki's Obi attacks, completely shutting her down, and finishes both of them without much effort. The fight ends way easier in this timeline, but Nezuko still has to burn away the poison, and Tengen still retires just without losing an arm or taking major damage, so he's in way better condition than the original timeline. After that, we move to the Swordsmith Village arc, and realistically, Yuji wouldn't even show up here since the information barely reached Mitsuri in time in the original, so everything plays out the same. Tanjiro improves his Demon Slayer mark, gets his red blade, Nezuko conquers the sun, Muchiro awakens his mark and gets stronger, Mitsuri awakens her mark too, and that leads into the Hashira training arc. This is where things change again, since Rengoku takes Muchiro's training spot because he has experience teaching, allowing Muchiro to train freely with the other Hashira and become even stronger. Yuji doesn't participate in training at all and instead continues hunting demons on his own until the final plan. Since everyone now knows how strong he is, Kagaya shares the final strategy with Yuji and Gyomei, planning to cut off Muzan's head the moment he appears. Muzan arrives, Kagaya sacrifices himself and blows up the mansion, and Yuji immediately decapitates Muzan, but before anything can be finished, Nakime activates the Infinity Castle and pulls everyone inside. Starting the final arc, Module Yuji senses a huge number of demons around the Infinity Castle and starts handling most of them using blood manipulation to hold them back, grabbing multiple Nichiren swords along the way so he always has weapons ready. Instead of wasting time, he heads straight for the strongest presence, which is Kokushibo, and immediately starts fighting him, and it plays out similar to how Yuji handled Mahito. Anything Kokushibo throws at him gets dodged or blocked, and Yuji just overwhelms him with speed and raw power, slicing him apart again and again until he finally decapitates him. Kokushibo sees Yorichi in his final moments, remembers everything, and chooses not to regenerate, dying right there. By the time Muichiro and Genya arrive, the fight is already over, so they move on. The Upper Moon 3 fight never happens since Akaza already died earlier, and now we move to the Upper Moon 2 fight where Shinobu arrives first like usual, but this time Giyu and Sanemi show up early and protect her, and with more Hashira joining in, they overwhelm Doma and kill him much easier since there are way more than the 3 Hashira needed. Meanwhile, Yushiro, Mitsuri, and Obanai deal with Nakime, with Yushiro taking control of the Infinity Castle, and Zenitsu defeats Kaigaku with his 7th form. After that, Yuji tracks down Muzan, but Muzan already realizes what's happening, kills Nakime, and forces everyone out for the final battle. Going into the Sunrise fight, the Hashira are in near perfect condition, and Yuji basically handles everything himself. Any of Muzan's attacks get blocked using his blood manipulation and control, making sure none of the Hashira get hit, and instead of needing Tanjiro's 13th form, Yuji just overwhelms Muzan and holds him in place until the sun rises and burns him away, meaning Tanjiro never becomes the Demon King. In the end, Shinobu and Giyu get together, though Giyu likely still dies later due to the Demon Slayer mark, while Mitsuri and Obanai end up together with Mitsuri eventually dying at 25, but most of the Hashira survive since they never needed to push themselves to unlock the mark, and even Gyomei lives past the final battle in this timeline, giving it a much happier ending overall. Hope you guys really enjoyed this video, so make sure to like and subscribe, and if you want more content like this, click on What If Gojo Had Ultra Instinct, as that's one of my favorite videos on my second channel.